Three, two, one. Hello YouTube, Otaku here. We're going to be getting back into it again with another episode of yours truly reading to you the Waiting to Be Heard by Amanda Knox book. Alright? Make sure to have your water, make sure to have your equipment, whatever choice you decide to partake. The title is self-explanatory, so do please enjoy it. If you're just coming from the last video, you'll know exactly where we're at. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Otaku, pleasure. Alright. Encouraged, I exhaled and said, "The University for Foreigners is a small school that focuses only on language. The program is intense, and I'll have to work hard. The hours I'm not in class, I'm sure I'll be in the library. Just having to speak Italian every day will make a huge difference." Father nodded. Mom was beaming at my success so far. I'd kept going. I'll be living away from home for almost 2 years. I'll be working, and I've gotten good grades. I promise I can take care of myself. I worry that you are too trusting for your own good, Amanda, Father said. What if something happened? I can't just make a phone call or come over. You'll be on your own. It's a long way from home. Dad had a playful side to him, but when he's in parent mode, he could sound as proper as a 1950s sitcom dad. That's the whole point, Dad. I'll be 20 soon, and I'm an adult. I know how to handle myself. Guilty. But it's still our job to take care of you, Father said. What if you get sick? ? There's a hospital there, and Aunt Dolly's in Heimberg. It's pretty close. How much is tuition? ? Have you thought about the extra cost involved? ? I've done all the math. I could pay for my own food and the extra expenses, I said justly. Remember, I worked 3 jobs this past winter. I put almost all of it in the bank. I got $7,800 saved up. Good for her. I like this girl so far. Not too bad, lady. I don't know how it's gonna unfold, but so far so good. You're making a very good case for yourself. We already turned page 10, whatever. I saw a bunch of X's and I's with Roman numerals. I didn't expect that to be a part of the page number scheme, but it's whatever. I love you, Grandma. Thank you for this book. Dad wove his fingers together and set them, like an empty basket on the table. How would you get around? ? The university's right downtown, and there's a city bus, I said. And Perugia is small. It's only about 160,000 people. I'm sure I'll learn my way around real fast. How will you stay in touch with us? ? I'll buy an Italian phone, and I'll have an email the whole time. We could even Skype. You live in a dorm? ? No. I'll have to find my own housing, and I'm sure I could get a good apartment close to campus. I checked with the UW Foreign Exchange Office. They said the University for Foreigners will give me a housing list when I get there. I'd really like to live with Italians, so I could practice speaking the language. I didn't know what my father would think, but I was pretty sure we'd be going back and forth for weeks no matter what we say. To my astonishment, he said yes, before I even picked up my fork. Wow, okay. Good for you, Amanda. I'm proud of you, Amanda, Father said. You've worked hard and saved a lot of money. I could tell how much this means to you. I knew I'd just be one of about 250,000 American college students heading abroad in the fall, but this was the most monumentous step I'd taken in my life so far, and I was unusual. Among the people I knew, most of my UW friends weren't studying abroad. I feel exceptional. I feel courageous. I was meeting maturity head-on. I'd come back from Italy having evolved into an adult just by having been there, and I'd be fluent in Italian. Alright, there's a little indentation right here. That was where the last time I was supposed to cut off, though my audio was cut short without my knowledge, and it was split into parts that wasn't privy into getting clipped together. So we're going to take ourselves a tiny break, water, hydration, restroom, whatever you got to do. Without further ado, let us continue. That kind of rhymed. We have fun here. Alright. This year overseas would be the first time I'd ever been on my own. During senior years at my Jesuit high school, Jesuit? Seattle Prep, almost all my friends sent applications to school, hundreds of miles from home. Some even wanted to switch coast. But I knew that I wasn't mature enough yet to go far away. Even though I didn't want to miss out on an adventure, I made a deal with myself. I'd go to the University of Washington in Seattle. So that's what WU means. UW, my bad. UW means. I was so confused, like me personally, audience. I was not with it. A bike ride from my parents' houses and give myself a chance to season up. By the time high school graduation came around, I'd already started looking into junior year abroad programs. Most of my high school classes had been more sophisticated than I was. They lived in... Let me read that again. Apologies. Most of my high school class had been more sophisticated than I was. I don't feel like I said that right the first time. Alright, let's continue. They lived in Bellevue and decidedly upscale suburban with mansions on the water. Their neighbors were executives from Boeing, Starbucks, and Microsoft. Some big wigs right there you got next to you. I received financial aid to attend prep and lived in modest West Seattle, not far from my lifelong friend Brett. I was the quirky kid who hung out with the sulky manga readers, the ostracized gay kids, and the theater geeks. I took Japan and sang loudly in the halls while walking from one class to another. Since I didn't really fit in, I acted like myself, which pretty much made sure I never did. I like this so far. This is quite nice. In truth, I wouldn't have upgraded my lifestyle even if I could have. I'd always been a saver, not a spender. I'm drawn to thrift stores instead of designer boutiques. I'd rather get around on my bike than a BMW. But to my lasting embarrassment, in my junior year, I traded my friends for a less eccentric crowd. Apologies. Let's fix that. There we go. So she She made decisions. Okay. I've always been able to get along with almost anyone. High school was the first time that people made fun of me, or worse, ignored me. I made friends with a more mainstream crowd of girls and guys, attracted to them by their cohesiveness. They traveled in packs in the halls, ate lunch together, hung out after school, and seemed to have known each other forever. But in pulling away from my original friends, who liked me despite me being different, or maybe because I hurt them. And while my new friends were fun-loving, I was motivated to be with them by insecurity. I'm ashamed for not having the guts to be myself no matter what anybody thought. Dang, I feel like she really wrote that one in. That makes me want to puff real quick, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know, I don't need a reason. In a way. I get it. I really do. This didn't change who I was. Like most teenagers, I was too well aware of my flaws. I felt lumpy in my own skin. I was clumsy with words, and I knew I was way too blind. I'd do things that would embarrass most teenagers and adults walking down the street like an Egyptian or an elephant. But that kids found fall over... I didn't say that right. But those kids found fall over hilarious. I made myself the butt of a joke to lighten the mood. The people who loved me considered my kookiness endearing. My friends and family would shake their heads good-naturedly and sigh, "That's Amanda." So, she was just trying to break the tension, like she felt some type of obligation to. It's commendable. Soccer was when the boundaries fell away. I was good at it, and that always allowed me to feel on par with others. In college, I finally found my footing off the field. I stayed in touch with Brett and met a small group of intelligent, offbeat students at the university's climbing wall and in my dorm. I dated a mohawked, kilt-wearing, outdoorsy student named DJ. My next-door neighbor was a girl from Colorado named Madison, and I grew close with her and looked up to each other. She wasn't like most of the students. She didn't play sports, drink, smoke, or go to parties. She was a conflicted Mormon and a musician majoring in women's studies and photography. It's real interesting. Women's studies and photography. I kept her company at night in the campus dark room. She encouraged me to be myself. Most of my other friends were male. We played football, jammed on the guitar, talked about life. After we smoked pot, we would choose a food category, burgers, pizza, gyros, whatever, and wandered around the neighborhood until we found what we considered the best in its class. Okay. Yeah, this seems pretty entertaining. I like it. She sounds like a normal teenager. Like just a normal, fun-loving person in general. I love to do shit like that. As I got ready to leave for Perugia, I knew I had to become my own person yet. I didn't quite know how to get myself there. I was well-meaning and thoughtful, but I put a ton of pressure on myself to do what I thought was right. I felt that I always fell short. That's why the challenge of being on my own meant so much to me. I wanted to come back from Italy so my senior year at UW stronger and sure of myself, a better sister, daughter, and friend. While I was figuring out what I would need in Italy, my climbing gear, hiking boots, and a teapot were among the essentials. Old friends from high school and new friends from college dropped by with well wishes, little presents, and gag gifts. I received a blank journal and a fanny pack and tins of tea. Funny, irrelevant Breads brought me a pink bunny-shaped vibrator. I was incredulous, and I had never used one. Yeah, it's literally that. Incredulous. I mean, we're gonna spell it. Incredulous. Incredulous. Until you meet your Italian stallion. Brett said. I'm so sorry, that was perfect. Oh, whatever was going through that dude's head, best option to pick out. As Brett smiled and handed it to me. Oh, it's a she. She winked. I thought Brett was a boy, but maybe I missed that somewhere and she said that earlier on. I laughed. The bunny was typical Brett. She liked to tease that I was regrettably behind everybody else. In high school, she tried to coax me into straightening my hair and wearing makeup. I tried the first and thought it was okay. I tried the second and felt... What did you feel, Amanda Knox? What did you feel? Like an imposter. Oh, my bad. Her newest cause was to convince me to give casual sex a try. Wow. Okay. I'd heard the same thing from other friends. It seemed to make some sense. I yearned to break down all the barriers that stood between me and adulthood. Sex was a big one. And the one that scared me the most, I'd bloomed late and didn't kiss a guy until I was 17. I lost my virginity after I started college. Before Italy, I had sex with 4 guys, each in a relationship I considered meaningful, even though they had turned out to be short-lived. I left for Italy having decided I needed to change that. For me, sex was emotional, and I didn't want it to be with anyone. I hated feeling dependent on anyone else. I wanted sex to be about empowerment and pleasure, not about, does this person like me? Will they still like me tomorrow? I was young enough to think that insecurity disappeared with maturity, and I thought Italy would provide me the chance to see that happen. On the day I was leaving in a rush to get to the airport and without a second thought, I tossed Brett's pink vibrator into my clear plastic toiletry bag. This turned out to be a very, very bad idea. Chapter 2. Why? Why would the vibrator be a bad idea? Is it like a crime to have a sex object in fucking Italy? Can't fuck myself next to, Da Vinci. August 30th to September 1st, 2007. Chapter 2. Italy. It seemed totally harmless. My sister Diana and I were taking the train from Milan to Florence. Our seatmate, Cristiano, was tan, blonde, and wearing a tank top that showed off his lean, muscular frame. So I just want to make this clear to you guys. I'm getting closer to where I started reading this book on my own, like, one day off. The length I got, because I was just so entranced, was pretty freaking far. But we're reaching where I'm starting to remember from all that. So let's continue with bravado. He had the chiseled good looks of a California beach bum and the alluring accent of Italian, a combination I found incredibly attractive. His English was even more limited than my rookie Italian. We made up for the gap with loss of gestures and smiles. flirting, I realized, is a universal language. Rolling past bright green fields, I wondered if Cristiano thought I was cute, the word I used to describe myself back then. The leap to beautiful or sexy was too huge for me to make. In my mind, if they ever happened, it would only be after I'd grown into a sexually confident woman. When that would be, I couldn't guess. But I was also incredibly aware as I noticed Cristiano stealing glares into my direction. That some men saw in me something they found appealing. Glares. I think I understand that too. Page 16. Let's get a little Puffco of water. I'm sure some people out there would have to use the restroom again by this point. Or they missed the first one. They just really enjoyed being here. Thanks to anybody that's still here, reading along with me or listening. Class. After this, I'm gonna go build my next week's schedule and just have myself a great night. I think I'm gonna enjoy some quesadillas with picante sauce. What a time to be alive. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, I just got to this page, so page 16 of Waiting to Be Heard by Amanda Knox. Cristiano was going to Rimini, a seaside resort known for discos. Diana and I were spending Thursday night in Florence and leaving for Perugia early the next morning. I was giddy. After reading about Perugia for months, I was finally going to see it. Diana and I were giving ourselves 2 days to find me a place to live near the Universia. Strada. Basically speaking Italian if I try this. Universia Prestantieria. The University for Foreigners. I'm so sorry. Where my class would start on October 1st. Then, my sister and I would take the train to Heinsberg to vacation with our German cousins. So interesting that their cousins are in Germany. I know that they mentioned that before, but it's still, wow. I thought this side trip as the unofficial kickoff of a new phase in my life. I'd hang out with Italians and make new friends. Just being in a new environment would stretch me as a person. Well, we all got off in Florence. Tiana and I had planned the stopover, but Cristiano missed his bus to Rimini and got a room in our hotel. The three of us sat outside and shared a large tomato, mozzarella, and basically pizza, and a carafe of wine. By then, it was so obvious that Cristiano and I were into each other, eating, and that I'm sure Diana felt like an add-on. Just call her a third wheel. Alright. As soon as we finished eating, she announced that she wanted to go to bed and left us alone. Ooh, good sister. Bad sister. Good sister. Cristiano and I were walking around the city arm in arm when he said, "Hey, do you like Spinelli joints?" "Yeah. Do you have any?" I'd asked. We shared a joint, and then, high and giggling, we went to his hotel room. Oh my god. She's really about to do this shit. Prepare yourself, Chad. I just turned 20. This was my first bona fide one-night stand. Good luck, sister. You got this shit. I told my friends back home that I couldn't see myself sleeping with some random guy who didn't matter to me. Cristiano was a game changer. We didn't have a condom, or we didn't have any intercourse. Okay, that's what she was. But we were making out, fooling around like crazy. When, an hour later, I'd realize, I don't even know this guy. I jumped up, kissed him one more, and said goodbye. I went upstairs to the tiny room Deanna and I were sharing. She was wide awake. Standing by the window, "Where have you been?" she said. "I didn't know where you were, if you were okay." Now that's a good sister. She was right. I tried to make it up to her by waking at dawn and racing around Florence taking snapshots of us funny posing and face making on the Ponte Vecchio and in front of the copy of Michelangelo's David and the Fountain of Neptune. It kind of worked. We boarded the first train on the day of Perugia and arrived in my new town while the early morning was still hazy. Our mom's cousin Doily, who'd booked all our reservations, had instructed us to catch a bus to our hotel. A lifelong resident of Germany, Dolly said, I call aunts, had traveled all over Europe and would know what to do. But I'm a walker, and it seems ridiculous to take a bus. Besides, we didn't have a clue which one, and my Italian wasn't good enough to ask or understand the answer, "Let's walk." I said that just a tad bit too fast. At the end, she was like, and my Italian wasn't good enough to ask or understand the answer. Quote, "Let's walk," unquote. I told Deanna. It won't help us to get our bearings. That was my second mistake in 12 hours. Downtown Perugia was on top of the steep hill, and the train station is at the bottom. Oh yeah, because she decides that they should walk. That's what's happening right now. This fucking woman is about to take a long-ass walk. I've been there, sister. I've fucking been there. Get ready for this. This was my second mistake in 12 hours. Downtown Perugia was on top of a steep hill, and the train station is at the bottom. The climb up the stairs from the platform to the station left us breathless. I assumed the hotel wasn't far, and when we passed a kiosk, I bought a map. I found our hotel at the edge of the fold-out. I figured the distance was doable, even though we were carrying backpacks filled with chocolates and books in the late summer heat. Making good time so far. Good job. I led Deanna across a trestle over the train tracks and up a steep, winding road. As we walked, we looked out at Cyprus. Spent 5 minutes trying to describe a mocha, espresso plus latte plus chocolates, exclamation point. But she put that in parentheses, those 3 last words I said. That's why there was plus signs with it. Anyways, to the good-humored Batista, and I searched Perugia's classified for an apartments to rent, without success. My anxiety shot up. This trip had begun awkwardly. I wasn't superstitious, but I hope it wasn't a sign for the way my year in Italy would go. Alright. Alright. Deanna and I walked down a steep cobblestone street to the university and went into the ornate administration's office. If I couldn't snap a place to live, at least I could find out how to register. Dozens of flags waved on poles at the balcony above the entrance, making the building look like a scaled-down United Nations. That's pretty cool, I guess. I just kind of want to see that. There we go. I'm gonna pack myself a little more. I hope you're enjoying this so far. My commentary is on the levels of a fucking god. I'm sorry. And there may be a few hiccups here or there. And I'm just really hoping you're enjoying this time. Shoot, I'm really enjoying getting as far as I've gotten. The unedited process is just about as bad as it gets, because, you know, I would love to skip to the part like, you know, and it would all be in good humor. Of course, I'd probably have an editor to actually give him some type of direction towards, make this one great, make this one awkward, make this one have a certain noise behind it. One day I'm gonna get there. I may just be the one until I get there. Fucking bangers. Thank you. Alright. Drink some water for one. I'm good right now. The students attending the university came from as many different countries as there were flags. As we were leaving, I saw a skinny brunette who looked a little older than I was, wearing super short cutoffs and a yellow tank top. She was tapping a sign on a wooden railing crowded with all kinds of notices. She looked like a student, and I could see a phone number on her sign. I grabbed at the possibility. "Do you have an apartment to lease?" ? I asked tentatively in English. She answered, almost in English. Luckily, that she and her best friend were subletting 2 rooms in their rented house. "How far is it?" ? I'd asked. "It's right here, down this lane. 2 seconds," she answered. "Do you want to see it?" ? I couldn't believe that a likely solution to my biggest worry was standing right in front of me. That's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it, baby. You motherfucking socialize. That's what I'm talking about. Get that fucking apartment, bitch. Okay. Her name was Laura Mazzetti, and I liked her immediately. Deanna and I followed Laura, it's not Loretta, Laura, across the tree-lined plaza, and I passed a series of red brick high-rises. We were practically sprinting from one busy street to an even busier one. Damn. We crossed the intersection and came to a tall iron gate. Laura stopped, and we swung it open. We stood at the end of the driveway in front of a cream-colored stone villa with the terracotta roof fit for a fairy tale. Ooh, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds badass. It was on top of a hill that slanted down to a tangled, unattended garden. I was flabbergasted. A villa in the middle of downtown? ! No way, I whispered to Deanna. This is too perfect. The top floor is ours, Laura said. The basement is rented by a group of guys, students. Laura and her roommate, Filomena Romalelli, oh, I'm gonna hate saying that last name, led us through the kitchen living area. The house had 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a terrace. One of the available bedrooms faced the driveway. With just a sliver of the valley view, the room next to it was slightly larger and had a picture window looking down over the countryside. Both cost the same, but I liked the smaller room better. It had everything I'd hoped for: a bed, a desk, a wardrobe, and a cozy feeling. The rent, 300 euros, or just over $400 at the time. Seems expensive, but the place was close to the university, and a villa, it was worth it. Wow. Number 7. Via delle Pergola. Also felt like a happy place, probably because Laura and Philomena had a go-with-the-flow attitude towards life. We go to work, we come home, we watch soap operas, we cook dinner, we hang out with friends, Laura said. They were both in their late 20s and worked at law firms. Laura was offbeat, with multiple piercings in both ears. Philomena seemed more girly-like Laura, relaxed, a little bit of a hippie, and really funny. They reminded me of my friend in Seattle. I felt like it was a good fit. Laura's English was better than Philomena's. When she asked me about myself, I told her I played the guitar but hadn't been able to bring mine to Perugia. Oh, I have one, Laura said. You could use it anytime. Hey, Laura's fucking cool. Appreciate that. And when I said I did yoga, she replied. Wow, we could teach. You could teach me, right? I've always wanted to learn. So, she's trying to be friendly. I hope it doesn't backfire for her. You'll love the jazz and the chocolate festivals, Philomena added. She offered Diana and me fresh figs from the garden. I gotta try figs. I think I have tried figs before. They said I wasn't the first roommate they interviewed. A guy they called totally uptight was interested in renting until he found out they smoked cigarettes and marijuana. Are you okay with that? Philomena asked. ? I'm from Seattle. I'm laid back, I answered, waving my hand. I'm from Seattle. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'll share a joint. A few minutes later, they rolled one and passed it around. I inhaled deeply and relaxed. I felt so lucky and capable, 6,000 miles from home and without the help of mom or dad. I'd organized the next chapter of my life. I'd figured this amazing place to stay, and I wouldn't get to live as a local. Laura, Philomena, and the 4 downstairs neighbors were all Italian. Good for her. I love it, I said. I'm sorry, I don't know why I gave her that voice. I love it. I'll bring my deposit tomorrow, as soon as I can get to an ATM. Before we left, Diana took a picture of Laura, Philomena, and me in the front door, smiling and with our arms around each other's backs. Mission accomplished. Diana and I left for Heinsberg to stay with Andoli. I figured that when I returned mid-September, the last bedroom would be rented. Laura and Philomena had said they prefer another female, but cared most about finding someone easygoing who would fit in. See? These bitches are smart. I hope. So far, so good. I liked them so much that I knew I'd get along with anyone they chose. Don't say something like that now. Say something like that. Okay. About a week after I go to Germany, Philomena and Laura emailed me that a British exchange student named Merchadel Ketcher was moving in. They said she was quiet and nice, from outside London. They urged me to come back soon so we could get the party started, ? I couldn't wait to return, but I'd also been chastened by my first trip to Perugia. few days after Diana and I got to Germany, I broke out with a gigantic cold sore on my top lip that Dolly and I figured must be oral herpes. Bitch. What? You got fucking oral herpes from Cristiano? To my great embarrassment, Dolly had to take me to the pharmacy to